Now, you know that in the month of September, we did mention to you that Morning Live was taking a look at sporting codes that wouldn't ordinarily be top of mind for many South Africans, but are garnering a lot of interest and support. And this is one of the fastest growing sporting codes in the country. We're talking Padel today. Now, I am our chair, of course, not too far from our SABC studios in Auckland Park. I'm joined by four gentlemen, Riaz, Safaraz, Saf, I'll call you Saf for today, Mohammed, as well as Shazad. Let me start with you, Riaz. Let's talk about Padel 360. What do you guys do out here?
Yes, we generally just serve the game for Padel, and we are events planners naturally, but we've got Padel going, and we've got a lot of members coming in involved, and we're trying to grow the sport exponentially in the country with the help of Shazad and Mohammed Saluji from Gil and 10 by 20. And what we've done is we've tried to bring along all the intermediate and high-end profile players and bring them all together on one court, trying to build a pathway for the sport from the youngsters up to the guys playing professional level, trying to build a pathway in order for them to develop and grow the sport nationally.
Saf, let me bring you into the picture. If you can step a little bit closer. Let's talk about, when we look at Padel in South Africa, what is the setup looking like? Do we have professional leagues taking place? Do we have professional Padel players? Or is it just more still at this moment for leisure? Let's just play some Padel, have a good time.
Yeah, look, I think it's probably a bit of both, to be honest. There's much room for professionalization of the sport in the country, but yes, to answer the question, we definitely do have professional players on board. We've got tremendous talents on the local landscape, probably a little bit behind in terms of the international level at this point in time, but the guys are moving along quite swiftly and developing rapidly. And I think one of the main intentions behind the 360 Padel League was to get a mixture of the professional players and the amateur players together, so we can broaden the pool of high-level talent within the country, and then hopefully take it on from there on a national level.
I love that. Also, I love your shades. They give off Padel Pro. Shazad, let me come to you. I'll move in a little bit here. Let's talk about, firstly, I heard the number of games you've got under your belt. Please just let our viewers at home know.
So I think it's close to 1,000 games, but obviously not all of them are games played. I do a bit of coaching, so that counts towards that as well.
When you speak about the coaching, let's speak to the development element of Padel in South Africa, because you've got other countries all over the world where you've got Padel players starting from the age of 5 or 6. What's that landscape looking like in South Africa? Do we have them starting that young? And if not, how can we get it done?
So yes, we do. Actually, yesterday I coached a 3-year-old kid for the first time, and his hand-eye coordination was actually amazing, and it was just nice to see his excitement just to be on the court. So I think in terms of coaching, we are a little bit behind Spain and Portugal and countries in Europe. We had Miguel Oliveira from Pace Padel in Portugal here about a month ago, and he worked with some of our players and coaches as well. So not just teaching people how to play, but teaching the coaches how to coach as well, which was very good for us.
I love that. That is so important, because so often we just focus on what's the player doing, but is the coach actually coaching me the right? Because I could be amazing, but maybe I just don't have a coach that's teaching me the right way.
Yeah, so that's why it's very important for the coaches to get the right coaching methods. Adam van Hart and Siobhan Davis actually went to Spain now and spent 2 weeks there training and then also learning to coach. So I think it's important for our coaches to get that exposure.
Mohammed, let's save the best for last. Mohammed, let's talk about your involvement when it comes to Padel in South Africa. Do you also play yourself?
Yes, I think I'm a much better sponsor than I am a player of Padel. And it's just something exciting to be involved with. Padel's really taken off in the last 2 years or so in South Africa, and it's growing exponentially, as the guys have mentioned. So from a brand point of view, Gil's always been involved in something sporty, and for us, we see this as the perfect opportunity to actually partner up with these guys and grow something amazing over the next couple of years.
All right, that is, of course, Mohammed. Four gentlemen here, all speaking Padel. We heard mentions of, the coaching has to be right. So I'm going to give myself a go. I'm going to get a master class. I hope I don't embarrass myself. So do you want to talk me through some of the rules? Just top of mind, what do we need to do before we get a game started?
Yeah, sure, absolutely no problem. So, of course, the first rule is to have fun on the court. Second rule is to make sure you always have your wristband tied around your wrist. And then the best way to hold your racket is down the side, all the way to the bottom, and there you go. So in terms of rules, very similar to tennis. Paddle, of course, is a hybrid sport, taking the best elements of tennis and squash. The court itself is about 25% smaller than a regulation tennis court. Scoring system is exactly the same. Obvious differences being the surroundings, the mesh cages and the glass panels around the court. And other than that, it's pretty much see ball, hit ball.
See ball, hit ball, hit ball. I'm going to give it a go. But as I wrap up with you quickly, just a quick word in terms of our viewers at home, getting people involved in the sport of paddle. How do they do it and how do we motivate, especially the youngsters, to give it a go?
Oh, absolutely, that's a great question. So, of course, I think what makes paddle so appealing to everybody is the ease with which you can play it. It appeals to pretty much anyone, regardless of age, body type, gender, whatever it is. And it's also one of the driving forces in society at the moment that's taking people away from the video gaming era and back onto the court. So get outside and play.
As the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture always says, a kid in sport is a kid out of crime.